Good evening, New York. Welcome to another great game today here live at the Arc Arena. Today we have a big matchup for you tonight. We have the Baruch Lady Bearcats coming in at 5-14, 5-9 in the CUNYAC Conference, going against Medgar College, who is 2-11 in the CUNYAC Conference. Alongside with me is Joe. How are you doing tonight, Joe?
I'm doing great, Jamal, and I'm doing really good after really witnessing a great battle of Lexington the other night. Baruch prevailed with a great victory in the final moments as Shannon Barrett led her team just the way great leaders do, and it was an all-out effort by the Lady Bearcats and brings them into a game against Medgar Evers with a lot of momentum. Senior Day, of course, always a special day as we honor the seniors who've had great careers both in the classroom and on the court and have also helped to make the Baruch tradition that's much better. A great tradition here in the women's program as well as the men's program. By the way, I want to point out it's a very special day when it's Alumni Day here at Baruch. All the past players come back. And the men's, they just have a great turnaround of people coming back. And I'm sure the ladies, as the years go on, they will come back. It's just a great place to go to school. And I feel for the families tonight. It's a special day because you've watched your young player from an early age when they first started playing ball. And this is kind of the swan song for a lot of these players who might go on to professional careers, possibly play basketball, but this is kind of the end of your hard work that you put in to play and get really the honor of playing college basketball.
Definitely is. They put in a lot of work here on Senior Day. We have 5 seniors who will be honored today, but definitely coming off a big win at the Battle of Lex. It's Baruch's big game every year. And now we're going to see if the Baruch Bearcats have a lot of energy coming off a high emotional game here. But we're going to turn it over to center court in a couple of minutes here so we can have these seniors be honored tonight.
Yeah, I just want to say among some of the people in the stands, a good friend of mine, Nancy Barrett, the wife of Jimmy Barrett, assistant coach for men's basketball at Baruch. Nancy brings her incredible enthusiasm and spark and personality to the Arc Arena, and it's great to see her.
And now we're going to turn our way to the court where we'll be honoring 5 seniors today.
Between the Cougars of Medgar College and your Baruch College Bearcats. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to ask for your attention as we honor 5 seniors on the women's basketball team this afternoon here on Senior Day. She is a 3-year CUNY player on the team and has been a contributing force off the bench. Last year in the CUNY quarterfinals, she came off the bench to grab career-high 10 rebounds against York College. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause and congratulations on graduating early, Demetria Papadopoulos.
Here on Senior Day, we have Demetria Papadopoulos being the first honoree.
She is a 4-year player on the team. She recorded one of her best career games in 2016 against Lehman College, where she scored 12 points and 10 rebounds. During her freshman year, she was also a member of the team that won the CUNY Championship and reached the second round of the NCAA tournament. Please give a warm round of applause and welcome Jacqueline Thamakar. 2016, she scored a career-high 12 points in a home win versus Lehman. Last month, in a contest at Lehman College, she hit the shot to force overtime, also against Lehman, in a double overtime contest. During her freshman year, she was also a member of the team that won the CUNYAC Championship and reached the second round of the NCAA tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause and welcome Maria Miriantopoulos. Shannon. She is a 3-year player on the team and is currently 9th all-time in team history with 624 rebounds, 5th all-time in blocks with 93, and 8th in three-pointers all-time with 74. Her personal accolades include being named the 2016-17 CUNYAC Defensive Player of the Year. This past Thursday, she hit the winning free throws to defeat rival Hunter College in one of the more exciting contests in Battle of Lexington history. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause and welcome Shannon Barrett. She is a 2-year player on the team and is considered one of the top point guards in the CUNY Athletic Conference. She is lightning fast with the ball, and in her 2 years, she has totaled 446 points, 159 assists, and 123 steals in 40 career games as a Brew College Bearcat. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause and welcome Daniela Arias.
There you hear it from our PA announcer. We're honoring 5 seniors today on Senior Day. Demetria Papadopoulos, Jacqueline Thamakoun, Maria Maranthopoulos, Shannon Barrett, and Daniela Arias.
Yeah, Jamal, all those players really contributed in a big way here at Baruch on and off the court. They represented their team, their school in the highest fashion, and it's just a wonderful sight to see all the family and friends get together and take part in this. I'm sure there's going to be some great dinners later on, and the celebration will continue because these are lifelong memories that, just never end. I know, having been part of 2 baseball championships here with the Baruch Bearcats baseball team, I can't wait to see each and every player as time goes on. So it's memories that just never go away. And it's all good, and it's all part of the student athlete experience at a college.
And we will have the national anthem playing. We'll be back momentarily. And that was our national anthem, and we are moments away from tip-off. We will have the starting lineups. Oh. We'll have those lineups for you momentarily. We have one senior being honored at the moment. But this is going to be a very good game. Hope you all are ready and stored for a very good game. The Baruch Bearcats going over Medgar, going against Medgar College. For Medgar College, the starting lineups. We have starting guard Malika Davis from Brooklyn, New York. Starting at the other guard, we have freshman from Brooklyn, New York, number 3, Destiny Simmons.
A freshman from Brooklyn, New York, wearing number 10, Elizabeth Medgar.
We have another freshman wearing number 10, all the way from Brooklyn, New York, Elizabeth Figueroa.
A junior from Brooklyn, New York.
Now we have junior from Brooklyn, New York, wearing number 40, Janisha Carrington. And lastly, we have freshman guard from Brooklyn, New York, wearing number 25, Sharina Miller.
Jamal, Cindy White leads Medgar Evers, 12.3 points per game. Sharina Miller, 9.2 rebounds, and Destiny Simmons leads the team with 2.3 assists.
Definitely, if they're going to go ahead and look for scoring tonight, they're going to be definitely turning to Cindy White. So right now, starting lineups for Baruch Bearcats. We have guard, senior from Woodside, New York, Jacqueline Thamakun. We have the other starting guard, a junior from Massapeth, New York, Daniela Arias.
A senior from Brooklyn, New York, wearing number 25.
Senior from Brooklyn, New York, starting at guard, number 25, Maria Marianthopoulos. We have junior from Astoria, New York, number 30, Demetra Papadopoulos. And last, we have center senior from Middle Village, New York, number 31, Shannon Barrett.
Yeah, it's no mystery, Jamal, that Baruch goes as Shannon Barrett goes, coming in averaging 17.2 points per game, also 11.4 rebounds per game. Daniela Arias not too far behind with her explosive ability, averaging 4.1 steals. The freshman sensation, Melinda Spayu, averaging 3.1 steals, and Shannon Barrett averaging 2.2 blocks per game. But it's really a 5-man attack by Baruch, led by Barrett, Arias, Spayu, Samir Ahmed. Very important. Lisette DeBoard, who does things away from the scoreboard. Energy players, gets great position to get offensive rebounds. And so, big contributor. But let's shout out to the seniors who are starting today for the Bearcats.
Thank you for that, Joe. And now we're going to get started. We're moments away from the tip-off with the Baruch in the white and blues and Medgar Evers College in the black and yellows. And the tip goes to Baruch. And now Shannon Barrett's working her way, looking to drive, stops and pops, and hits the banker off the glass. 2-0 with 9 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the opening period.
According to the script, that's what you want. You want Barrett to lead off things and continue. And then it's just the supporting cast following. What Baruch wants to do early on is not hurt themselves. They've been hurting themselves lately with excessive turnovers. So, protect the ball. And on defense, they almost pitched a shutout last game. So let's see if they can bring it defensively.
And on the defensive end, they just caused another turnover with Shannon Barrett over to the front row, kicks it over to Danielle Arias. Back over to Shannon Barrett, who pulls from the corner three, and it's good. Here on senior day, Shannon Barrett is off to a great start. 5-0 Baruch Bearcats with 9 minutes remaining in this first period.
Daniela Arias up top, really good at distributing the ball in a fast way. And anytime that you get Shannon Barrett in rhythm, it's usually a good chance for a basket, especially a three.
And so far right now, 2 turnovers to start here for Medgar Evers College, and the ball will go back to the Bearcats as they look to increase this lead.
Yeah, the Bearcats don't want to have Medgar Evers hang around. Let's face it, the Bearcats are the favorite in this game based on the record.
And now the Bearcats will have the ball into the front court as Shannon Barrett kicks it over to Marion Thopoulos, kicks it back up to Shannon Barrett, who Daniela Arias gets the ball and pops, but couldn't come down with the ball, the shot as it just rims out.
Yeah, halfway in.
And now the Cougars now have the ball in the front court. As Carrington kicks it over to Davis, back over to Carrington, who's looking to work on Damakun. Picks up the dribble, kicks it back over to Davis, who stops and pops. Misses the shot, but we have the rebound by Marion Thopoulos. And now Shannon Barrett kicks it over to Daniela Arias. As now the Baruch Bearcats move to make their way to the front court.
So far, so good defensively for Baruch.
And we have Arias with the floater, up and in. Baruch Bearcats lead 7-0 with 7 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the opening period.
Daniela Arias so good at getting into the paint. And once she makes that shot, everything starts off well. So Baruch, according to plan, their big players are off and running.
And a good defensive possession right there, although the ball go back to the Cougars. The Baruch Bearcats are very active on defense right now.
Yeah, up top, Daniela Arias, great hands, great feet. Sometimes the interior defense turns their body and leads to basket opportunities for the opponent.
As we have the Cougars with the missed three by Davis, as Shannon Barrett makes her way into the front court in a hurry, kicks it over to Arias, who kicks it over to Marion Thopoulos, who's looking to dribble her way over the defense. Now Arias gets back the ball at the baseline floater, puts it up but could not get it to fall, and the ball will go back to the Cougars.
Good look by Arias, but wasn't able to finish. But she's been very efficient lately in an attack mode.
Definitely you have to be able to attack here on the offensive end and create other opportunities for the players on the court. As Davis looks to drive into the lane, puts up the shot, but it's no good. The Baruch Bearcats have the ball into the front court. Papadopoulos gets the pass from Barrett and looks to go up. But as she puts up the shot, she's fouled, and she will go to the line for 2 shots.
When Barrett has the ball, she's a very efficient ball handler. If not Barrett, you want the ball in the hands of Daniela Arias.
And they're definitely making their presence felt out there right now. As Shannon Barrett leads all scorers with 5 points and 3 rebounds. And you have Daniela Arias with 2 points and 1 assist. As the first free throw is up and good by Papadopoulos. Score is now 8-0 with 6 minutes and 44 seconds remaining. in the first period.
It looks like the big win against Hunter the other night has carried over into this game. Baruch has come out, and they really you could feel the energy here in the Arc Arena that they are ready to really have a big game.
They're definitely playing with a lot of energy right now, and the Cougars, they have the Cougars on their backs right now. As Davis goes up for the layup, could not get it to fall down. Now Arias has the ball, and she's working her way into the front court. Kicks it over to Thamakun on the baseline. Thamakun tries to get the pass back to Arias, but the pass was stolen by Carrington. As Davis goes all the way to the rim after getting the pass from Carrington. She was fouled on that play and will go to the line for 2 shots.
Jamal, on the last 2 defensive possessions for Baruch, they've been out of position. And when you're out of position, you give the offensive player an advantage. So Baruch has got to settle down and, really get into position.
As the first free throw is up, Davis hits the first free throw, and the Cougars, Medgar College Cougars, are on the board now. The score is now 8-1 with 6 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the first period. As the second free throw is up, Cougars miss, and a tough turnover right there for Papadopoulos as she's trying to get the ball over to Shannon Barrett but was unsuccessful, and the ball will go back to the Cougars.
Yeah, turnovers have been plaguing the Bearcats lately, and they have all the opportunity to win big here today, but if you turn the ball over, you give the opponent, whoever they are, a chance.
Now Arias into the front court, goes all the way coast to coast, could not get the layup off the rebound from the missed 3 by the Cougars Simmons. Now Carrington has the ball into the front court, picks up her dribble, kicks it off to Simmons, who pulls for 3. Just off right iron. Papadopoulos now has the ball. She's pushing the ball up the court. Kicks it over to Arias, who stops. Kicks it back out to Shannon Barrett, who now kicks it over to Marianthopoulos, who pulls for the shot. Just missed off left iron, and the ball goes back to the Cougars.
Yeah, you'd like to see Daniela Arias get the ball and play quarterback and run a play. That time that was a fast possession by Baruch, did not lead to any points.
Arias is the assist leader for the team. She has been playing quarterback the majority of the season for them. As the Cougars missed the shot, Shannon Barrett has the ball. She kicks it over to Arias, who goes all the way up. Could not get the layup to fall, and the rebound will go to the Cougars as now they're working their way into the front court.
Good idea by Shannon Barrett, but it was a little too deep for Arias. Now, one of the things Arias needs to do is go to her opposite hand, her left hand, and that would have given her a better shot.
Tough play on that one as the Cougars has the ball inside with the shot by Sharina Miller. Couldn't come down with this. He kicks it back up to Davis, who goes up for the shot and is able to get it to fall. 8-3, Bearcats lead by 5 with 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first period.
Yeah, Baruch looked a little confused defensively on that possession.
But now they have the ball on the offensive end as Papadopoulos kicks it to the baseline to Thamakun, who kicks it back to Papadopoulos, who pulls for the shot. Just missed off the right iron. And now we have a timeout by Coach Ennis for the Medgar Cougars.
Yeah, this is a good timeout by Coach Ennis and Medgar because Baruch is in the lead 8-3, but they haven't been able to really pull away from Medgar. So they had a couple of turnovers, and defensively a couple of plays where they were not in position, allowing Medgar to get a shot and score. So 8-3, Medgar feels like they're right there, and I think Coach Ennis is going to tell them that in the huddle, that, hey, you're only down 5, a couple of good defensive possessions, a couple of good offense possessions, and we're right in this game.
And right now, Baruch Bearcats find themselves 6th in the CUNYAC Conference at 5-9, with York right on their heels at 5-10.
Yeah, at this point, every victory puts you closer to a good position in the upcoming CUNY playoff tournament.
And definitely, this is a game that they're going to look forward to playing. And this is a very important game for them here late in the season.
Yeah, every game counts because every game now is psychological. Coming off the big Battle of Lexington win against Hunter in the dramatic fashion, boy, that can carry you a long way.
Definitely can. And talking about being senior day in their last home game, I know the the women Bearcats here are really looking forward to a win here tonight.
Yeah, it's been an exciting week for Baruch Athletics.
It's Carrington with the step back shot, could not get it to fall as Shannon Barrett gets the rebound. And she's looking to drive all the way to the lane, puts up the layup, just missed. But Papadopoulos gets the rebound as Arias pulls for three. Just missed with Shannon Barrett with the rebound. Now kicks out to Marianthopoulos, who kicks it back to Barrett. Up top to Arias, who's looking to set up the offense for the Bearcats.
Baruch getting a number of attempts at a basket. They're just not falling.
And Arias kicks it over to Papadopoulos, who kicks it back up top to Arias, who now kicks it over to Shannon Barrett over on the right wing, who kicks it over to Papadopoulos. Up top to Thamakun, who pulls for the shot, and was Carrington from the Cougars was able to get a tip on that ball and was able to alter the shot as now the Cougars have the ball into the front court.
Yeah, not a good choice to shot there with a defender right on you. Baruch has to be a little more patient and try and get a good shot.
As Carrington pulls for three, could not get that to fall down, but the rebound goes to the Cougars, and they could not get the shot to fall. And now we have a substitution here. We have Melinda Spyhu, Samira Ahmed, and Lisette DeBoard checking in for Jacqueline Thamakun, Maria Marianthopoulos, and Demetra Papadopoulos.
Yeah, shout out to those seniors that got the chance to start. Now you have the normal Baruch starting five, the great freshman Melinda Spyhu, the do-it-all player. Samir Ahmed brings offensive firepower to the Baruch attack.
And she was definitely pivotal in that game, the last game at the Battle of Lex for them. As Davis goes up for the shot, could not get it to fall. And now Ahmed has the ball. She's pushing her way into the front court, kicks it over to Spyhu on the right wing, who kicks it up to Arias, who goes for the floater, and it falls. Baruch Bearcats now lead by 7, 10-3 with 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the first period.
Vintage Daniela Arias. One dribble, loves to get in the paint for that mid-range shot. Well, mid-range shot is something not really seen in the game today, but Baron Davis was a master of the mid-range shot when he played in the NBA.
She definitely made that one work for her on that play. But Davis was able to cut through the defenders there, but wasn't able to get the layup to fall as it hit the top of the rim, and the ball will go back to the Bearcats.
Yeah, Baruch on defense has to keep their hands and feet moving and stay in front of the players.
Now Arias kicks it over to Ahmed, who kicks it back up to Arias, who kicks it over to the left wing to Ahmed as Barrett gets the ball on the baseline with the jumper, could not get it to fall. The rebound goes to the Cougars, and they'll be working their way to the front court.
Well, Baruch moved the ball effectively there, but Barrett just couldn't finish.
Now Carrington tries to dribble past Spy, who almost lost the dribble. Now kicks it over to Figaro, who could not get the layup, and now we have a foul on the floor. That's Sharina Miller with the foul. Baruch will be taking out the ball underneath the rim.
One of the things, Jamal, that we've been pointing out in recent telecasts is Baruch on defense has to really deny the ball, deny entry passes, and that'll make it easier for themselves because they will get deflections. Players are getting the ball too easily for opposing teams.
And now we have Tanya Williams checking in for Sharina Miller for the Medgar Evers Cougars as the Baruch Bearcats have the ball into the front court. And we have Spyhu trying to work her way through the defenders, but it's called for the travel.
Yeah, Spyhu likes to duck under with a lot of her shots. And she'll, do a Euro step every once in a while.
The Euro step is very effective for a lot of players today, and they usually go to it. As we have a foul on the play, we had Tanya Williams going for the three-pointer, but was fouled by Daniela Arias.
Yeah, not a good choice by Arias. You don't want to foul that a person that deep and put them on the line for 3 shots. It's a gift. And we don't I've been saying this lately. Christmas was a while ago. No more gift giving if you're Baruch.
Not at all. But, Valentine's Day is coming up. So, maybe looking forward to more gifts. So you never know. Yeah,
but keep the gifts in house, if you know what I'm saying.
Now Williams a step to the line makes the first 2 of 3. She goes for the third. Could not come down with it. The Baruch Bearcats lead 10-5 with under a minute to go here in the first period.
10-5. Baruch would like to go into the second quarter with a bigger lead.
Now Ahmed kicks the ball over to the board, who kicks it back up top to Arias, who kicks it over to Spy, who pulls for the shot. Could not get it to fall. Ball goes back to the Cougars.
Yeah, Spyu's got to work on her outside shot. She's more effective on putting the ball on the ground.
Now we have Carrington who tries to dribble drive, kicks out to Davis. And Davis with the baseline jumper gets it to fall. 10-7 with 22 seconds here to go in the first period.
Yeah, Coach Barrett has got to be concerned that Baruch is letting Medgar hang around.
Definitely jumped out to an early 8-0 lead. And the Cougars has battled their way back as Arias makes her way into the front court. Spy who with the rebound off the missed shot. Spy who gets back her own rebound after missing. Fighting for the board down there, could not get it to fall, but Carrington was able to get the rebound for the Cougars. And that's the end of the first period. The score is Bearcats 10, Cougars 7.
Jamal, to summarize very quickly the first quarter, Shannon Barrett got off to a really explosive start and then kind of got quiet. Arias hit a couple of shots, but as a whole, the ball has not been falling for Baruch. And on defense, they've had a couple of lapses, so that's why we have a 10-7 score. Let's face it, Baruch is the big favorite in this game, but you know, Medgar is hanging around, and that hanging around could lead 1-2, and all of a sudden tie game. So I would think Coach Barrett in the huddle is telling her players to really put the foot on the gas pedal and let's open up a lead and hold it and take away the confidence that Medgar certainly has now. It could be short-lived, but it's enough to maybe start a little run here.
And you know Coach Barrett will have a lot to tell her players right now over in the huddle, but the second period is almost underway as you hear the horn here. Live at the Arc Arena, a nice Saturday afternoon matchup here with the Baruch Women Bearcats going against the Medgar Lady Cougars.
Again, let's point out that Medgar comes in the game 2-11 in the conference, 2-21 overall. Baruch 5-9 in the conference. In the mix of things, 5-14 overall. So there's a lot at stake here for a number of reasons.
As now we're underway here. The Cougars have the ball over in the front court with Carrington trying to get the pass inside, but had Spy who kick out her feet, and we had a kickball call. Now the Cougars have the ball on the baseline as Davis trying to work her way to the middle, puts up the shot, could not get it to fall. The ball go back to the Bearcats as Arias had the ball into the front court, kick it to the board. Spy who goes all the way up for the layup.
Credit good defense by Baruch led to that offensive possession, and Melinda Spyu converts.
Now the Baruch Bearcats tried to apply the pressure on that play right there, but was called by the foul on Shannon Barrett.
Yeah, you don't really want to foul that far away from the basket. And what it does is it stops the clock and really allows for Medgar to set up. And, again, we mentioned that possible confidence that they have. They're only down 5.
Now you have Tanya Williams for the Medgar Cougars working on Shannon Barrett on the right wing, trying to get the ball over to Elizabeth Figaro, but could not handle her dribble and lost the ball. Score is now 12-7. Baruch Bearcats lead by 5 with 9 minutes and 3 seconds to go here in the second period.
Yeah, good defensive possession again by Baruch, causing that Medgar turnover. If Baruch stays in front of their man, they will be successful. Once they turn their body, not good things could happen.
Now we have here a turnover by the Bearcats as Davis was fighting that entry pass over to Shannon Barrett. And the ball will go back to the Cougars. Now we have Carrington into the front court for the Cougars as she's working on Spy who right now, who kicks it over to Simmons, who tries to kick it inside, but there was nobody there as the Baruch Bearcats come up with the steal. Now Arias has the ball to the front court, kicks it to Ahmed, who tries the pump fake, but gets the floater to fall. Great shot by Samira Ahmed.
Ahmed gets rewarded offensively because she made the play defensively for the Bearcats. So that's always good when you're rewarded for good defensive work.
As the Cougars there on the offensive end with Figaro trying to put up the layup, could not get it to fall. As Barrett gets it into Ahmed, but could not come down with the layup. Now the ball goes back to the Cougars with Davis over in the front court on the right wing. Kicks it back to Carrington, who now kicks it over to Williams, who's now trying to get past Shannon Barrett on the play. But Shannon Barrett come up with the block. Now the Baruch Bearcats can push. Barrett kicks it over to the right wing to Spy, who looks to drive to get inside, as she goes up. Could not get the layup, but she'll be going to the line for 2.
Shannon Barrett averaging 2.2 blocks per game. Very capable. Really acts a lot of times like a fence when players come into the lane.
Shannon Barrett on that last play played straight up defense. Williams thought she could get by her. She has something else in store for her. She came in with the block. But the first free throw is up, and Spy who gets it to fall. The score is now 15-7. Baruch Bearcats lead with 7 minutes and 46 seconds remaining here in the second period.
Baruch fans have to be excited about what's to come from Melinda Spy. As a freshman, she's just gotten better every game.
She definitely have the makings of a star here for the Bearcats. It's only her first season. Bearcats look to see her for the next 3. As the second free throw was good by Spyhu. But we have a steal here by Arias as she goes all the way in for the layup. Score is now 18-7 with 7 minutes and 24 seconds remaining here in the second period.
Great team defense. There were about 6 hands and fingers in on that, and Arias came up with the loose ball and ultimately scores.
It really seems like the Baruch Bearcats' pressure on defense is playing big for them right now. Simmons puts up the right wing 3, but could not get it to fall, and Spyhu comes down with the rebound. Just to push it all the way to the front court with the Euro step. We have a foul call as she was driving to the lane.
If you're a Baruch fan, you have to marvel at all the things Melinda Spyhu does. She also has a teammate in Lisette DeBoard, also freshman, who does similar things for the Bearcats that don't show up in the scoreboard.
Now we had Spy who almost thinking of the shot, kick it over to Barrett, who shoots, couldn't come down with the shot. You had Ahmed put up the shot, could not get it to fall, but you talk about Lisette DeBoard a minute ago, getting her way inside, coming down with the rebound, and putting up the layup, and it was good.
Lisette DeBoard, game after game, the unsung hero, keeps possessions alive, and it's great when she gets rewarded with a basket and a chance to get a three-point play. Because, again, when you give out team balls, it's not only to Shannon Barrett, it's to people that do the work that doesn't get the credit.
It's very important to have those people that do the work that doesn't get a whole bunch of credit because they only gain confidence as you go out throughout the season. And it's good that you build up those players as well.
Absolutely. It's a team game, and I know it's a cliche, but time after time, those loose balls, or they call it the 50-50 ball, goes to players like Melinda Spyhu and Lisette DeBoard, just freshmen.
Now you have the ball going back to the Bearcats as the Cougars has another turnover. The Bearcats lead 20-7 with 6 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the second period. Now Shannon Barrett has the ball. She kicks it over to Marion Thopoulos, who just checked back in for the board. Now Arias has the ball on the left wing, who stops and pulls for 3. Could not get it to fall as the ball will go back to the Bearcats as it goes off of the hands of Janisha Carrington of the Cougars.
Yeah, the shots are not falling as Baruch may like, but you got to still stay within yourself, keep good offensive possessions, keep the ball moving. If you keep the ball moving, somebody's going to be open.
Arias, as she tried to drive, kicks it over to Ahmed. Could not get the ball to drop down into the hoop. But Spy who comes up with the offensive rebound, and it's another possession for the Bearcats here. As Arias kicks it over from the right wing over to Marion Thopoulos, she stops and pops on the baseline, and it is good. Baruch Bearcats now lead by 15, 22-7, with 5 minutes and 45 seconds remaining here in the second period.
The patience of Baruch on that last offensive possession was great. It's what you practice in practice, and that patience led to an open shot, and the basket was made. Great play.
And talk about great offense, which led to great defense as they pressured the Cougars into a turnover here as the Bearcats would get back the ball with another turnover. Now Shannon Barrett has it as she kicks it into Spy, who kicks it back up to Arias, who goes up and could not get the layup to fall, but the ball will go back to the Cougars.
Yeah, when the Bearcats decide to press, that will work in their favor because it doesn't look like Medgar has really good ball handlers.
Yeah, right now another turnover by the Cougars as Arias goes all the way into the lane to get the layup, but that all started with the entry pass from Shannon Barrett.
Shannon Barrett also can play quarterback, so Barrett and Arias are your quarterbacks and very good at distributing the ball for the Bearcats.
And so far in this game, those two are the leading scorers with Arias with 8 points and Barrett with 5 points.
Yeah, Spyu will get her points. Ahmed is a slow starter.
And Spyu has already contributed with 4 points here off the bench.
She just almost got a steal because even though the ball handler went by her, she was able to poke it free.
But the ball go back to the Bearcats right now. It's already caused 6 turnovers as Arias kicks it inside to Spy, who could not get the shot to fall, but another offensive rebound by the Bearcats. And Shannon Barrett has it on the left wing. Now Arias has the ball, kicks it back over to Shannon Barrett, who stops and pulls for 3. Just rims out, but Spy, who fighting for the rebound, comes down with it in another offensive possession here for the Bearcats as Arias looks to drive in, but is fouled on the play by Carrington.
When Arias penetrates, a number of things can happen. She can draw a foul, or she has could lead to a good shot attempt. So anytime Arias is on the move, good things can happen.
And you seen almost right there, that pass right there from Arias when kicked it right over to Marianthopoulos, who's fairly wide open there on the baseline. But the Bearcats turn over the ball after generating another possession. The ball goes back to the Cougars as Simmons kicks it inside to Figaro, who puts up the shot, could not get it to fall. And another rebound by Shannon Barrett, who drives all the way, kicks it over to Arias, but almost lost the ball in that play. It was a very dangerous pass. But now Arias kicks it to Spy, who kicks it on the left block to Barrett, who puts up the shot, could not get it to fall. As you see Spy, who flying in there trying to get the offensive rebound, but just going off the fingertips, and the ball will go back to the Cougars.
Dave, the only way that Medgar can creep back into this game is if Baruch gets into that turnover habit that's been plaguing them of late. Because what that does is it just, gives Medgar another attempt at a basket, and along with confidence. So confidence can help them back in, as well as a turnover from Baruch.
Now the score is 24-7 with 3 minutes and 49 seconds remaining here in the first half. We'll be back momentarily.
For the love of the game. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that. A lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics, and in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream.
And now we are back from that 30-second timeout, and the Medgar Cougars will have the ball underneath the Bearcats basket as Ahmed comes up with the steal and is able to get it up for the layup. Score is now 26-7 with 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the first period.
Jamal, the choice of Coach Barrett to press Medgar is really going to take this game and put it away for Baruch.
And right now, they've definitely have the Medgar Cougars scrambling right now as they lead by 19 here in the last couple minutes here in the first half.
Yeah, Medgar has no answer for the press that Baruch puts on.
And we have a bucket here by Sharina Meller. Now the score is 26-9 with 3 minutes and 4 seconds remaining here in the first half. But we have a turnover by the Bearcats, a Spy who took a hard fall as she tried to come down with the pass. But she's a very tough player here, and she's got it up and she's shaking it off.
That was an unfortunate play for Melinda. She fell, so that's a tough turnover. Not intended.
And now the Cougars has worked their way past the press here by Baruch. But Shannon Barrett, off the missed three from Simmons, rips away the ball from Elizabeth Figaro. And Shannon Barrett tries to get the ball inside to Ahmed as she missed. But Shannon Barrett gets back the ball, pulls up for the right wing three, and it is good, and also gets called and also draws the foul. She'll be going to the line for the 4-point play.
It's good. It's a good day for the Baruch Bearcats when Shannon Barrett is on, because she's such an emotional leader of this team, and it really goes good or bad with Barrett and what's happening on the court for Shannon Barrett that day.
And talk about making her presence felt right now out there on the court. She now has 8 points and 10 boards, and also to go along with that, 3 blocks.
And defensively, she came out of nowhere to steal the ball and lead to an offensive possession on the last play. Right now, if Baruch continues to press and has this 20-point lead, could be game over.
And now we have a substitution here. Checking in for the Bearcats is Emma Price, freshman.
Yeah, Baruch is coming out with Ahmed and Price and Melinda Spayu and Shannon Barrett in press mode.
And Shannon Barrett was able to convert on that last free throw. The score is now 30-9 with 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the second period. But we have an attempted three by Tanya Williams over on the left wing for the Cougars, but could not get it to fall. And the ball will be going back to the Cougars.
Yeah, Baruch just again has to stay in their defensive stances, stay in front, move your hands, move your feet. Don't give any opportunities for Medgar Evers to try to get back in.
Now Carrington trying to blow by Ahmed on that play. Kicks it out to Simmons, but the ball rolls off the Baruch Bearcats player's feet, and the ball will go back to the Cougars. Now with the ball underneath the rim is Davis as she looks to kick the ball in. She gets it into Simmons, who now kicks it over to Carrington, who's thinking about the three, but now Simmons was able to get the fake, who kicks it back to Carrington for the left wing three, could not get it to fall, and the ball goes to Price, who has the ball stolen by Williams, and the ball goes back to the Cougars. As Davis looks to go all the way to the rim, could not get the layup, the floater to fall, but now we have a fight for the ball by Spyhu and Figaro. We have a called jump ball, and the ball will be going back to the Bearcats as Shannon Barrett takes the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, Baruch was kind of standing around there. They got lucky that Medgar Evers didn't convert.
But right now, Shannon Barrett kicks it over to Ahmed, who's over on the right wing. Back to Barrett, who kicks it inside on the left block to Price. Now Spyhu has the ball, kicks it out to Shannon Barrett. Now back over to Ahmed, who pulls and is able to get the 15-footer to drop as the Bearcats now lead 32-9 with 1 minute and 25 seconds remaining here in the second period.
Samir Ahmed showing some offense early. Lately she's been, it's taken her a couple of quarters to get going.
And it's tough right now for the Cougars because they have not been able to buy a basket. But Spyhu, looking up the court and keeping her head up, was able to find the cutting Maria Marianthopoulos for the layup.
Good look by Baruch to find open teammates. No real defense by Medgar Evers. That was a turnover by the Bearcats.
And Spyhu tried to look for the same pass, but Carrington was tracking it down, was able to get the ball up the court to Davis, who was able to get the layup. And now we have a 30. Oh, excuse me there. Baruch Bearcats will be taking the ball out underneath the Cougars' rim, and now they have the ball into the front court, who Ahmed kicks it back over to Arias, who kicks it over to Thamakun, back to Rice, back over to Ahmed, who stops and pulls for the shot. Could not get it to fall, and the ball go back to the Cougars.
Yeah, Ahmed looking to get into the offensive flow early. That's a good thing for the Bearcats. But defensively, Baruch has gone away from wanting to play defense. They have to be careful. Big leads can evaporate.
Yes, it can. And with another half left in this game, anything could happen. The Baruch Bearcats have the ball in the front court. They now lead by 21 points, 34-13, with 14 seconds remaining in this second period.
Yeah, Danielle Arias should hold it out, wait for a good shot, go into the locker room, and talk about, what's to come. Not what happened, but how we're going to protect this lead in the second half.
As Arias tries to work her way inside, almost had the ball stolen, but at the buzzer, you have senior Jacqueline Thamakun with the baseline shot and was able to make it fall. The Baruch Bearcats now lead by 23 points, 36-13 as they go into halftime. They must feel real good. They have to feel real good about themselves when they enter in the locker room.
Well, the magic of senior day right there showed itself on the last second shot. Maybe if it wasn't senior day, that shot might have not gone in. But interesting first half, 36-13 favor Baruch. The scoreboard tells one story, but there were moments when Baruch kind of got lackadaisical and allowed Medgar to do a couple of things. Shannon Barrett, just an outstanding half. Danielle Arias, Melinda Spayu, Samir Ahmed, everybody really contributed. And I think Coach Barrett is going to say, listen, it's a special day, playoff implications. Let's just play good basketball in the second half. Good basketball means make good decisions, good defense, because all of this now is going to be what's coming up in the next couple of games. This game's going to be over quickly, but the playoffs are nearing, and you just want to get in on a roll because hot teams, no matter what you did in the regular season, could prevail in the playoffs.
And definitely talking about their last game at home this season, and for 5 seniors today, their last game here at the Arc Arena, you definitely want to walk away with the win and go on the road and finish off the season on a strong note. With some stats here, you have leading scorer Shannon Barrett with 9 points and 10 boards. Right behind her is Daniela Arias with 8 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And off the bench, you have Melinda Spyhu and Samira Ahmed, 6 points, 4 points respectively. And Spyhu with 8 rebounds and 3 assists. And also for the seniors, you have Maria Marianthopoulos with 4 points and 3 boards. And Jacqueline Thamakun with that last baseline jumper right there to send the crowd into a frenzy here going into halftime.
The crowd has really seen some good basketball between Battle of Lexington. Big win late for the Bearcats, and it's carried over today, Senior Day. But what we've been talking about always in our telecast is what happens in the first 5 minutes of the second half. Right now, a 36-13 lead for the Bearcats. Coach Barrett wants that lead to stay or maybe grow. And then just don't let go away from what you're doing well today. Don't let Medgar have any life or any attempt to get back in the game, because a really implosion like that could have really big effects going forward for a team like Baruch. They need all the psychological boosting they can get, because right now, again, it's anybody's conference. No matter who's in first place, if you get hot, anything could happen. So this is all psychology and confidence building, and it's going to start, Jamal, with the first 5 minutes of the second half.
And it's definitely going to be having to be very pivotal, because at a moment there, we thought Medgar may be able to squeak their way back into this game when they was able to close off the first period. They was only down by 3 points. But the Baruch Bearcats had a big offensive explosion in the second period, and they was able to increase their lead almost upwards of plus 20 points, with Medgar College only scoring 6 and the Baruch Bearcats scoring 26. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes here for the second half of the game, and we'll be back.
It starts right when you hit the court. You imagine your finest moment. The game-winning shot that gets you to the dance. A monster dunk or no-look pass. and cutting down the net. Sports lets us dream of our own success and prepare us for our finest moments on and off the court.
No one ever won a race because it was their turn. And guzzling the right sports drink never won all 3 sets. You can't talk your way through a tournament, and luck doesn't last. Real champions know that it takes more to do more, because wanting it just isn't good enough. You've got to be smarter, faster, tougher. After all, if championships were easy, everybody would have one. City University of New York Athletic Conference. Learn, play, succeed.
For the love of the game. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that, a lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics, and in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
You can make a difference.
It starts right when you hit the court. You imagine your finest moment. The game-winning shot that gets you to the dance, a monster dunk or no-look pass, and cutting down the net. Sports lets us dream of our own success and prepare us for our finest moments on and off the court.
For the love of the game. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that, a lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics, and in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
You can make a difference.
No one ever won a race because it was their turn. And guzzling the right sports drink never won all 3 sets. You can't talk your way through a tournament, and luck doesn't last. Real champions know that it takes more to do more, because wanting it just isn't good enough. You've got to be smarter, faster, tougher. After all, if championships were easy, everybody would have one. City University of New York Athletic Conference. Learn, play, succeed.
It starts right when you hit the court. You imagine your finest moment. The game-winning shot that gets you to the dance, a monster dunk or no-look pass, and cutting down the net. Sports lets us dream of our own success and prepare us for our finest moments on and off the court.
Welcome back to Baruch Bearcats basketball here. This afternoon we have a great matchup for you right now. The Baruch Bearcats are playing very well. Today we have the Baruch Bearcats going against the Medgar College. Right now the Baruch Bearcats lead 36-13. Alongside with me is Joe Stozer. And so far, Joe, how has the game been looking?
Yeah, you know, Jamal, the game is definitely all Baruch, and it really started the other night at the Battle of Lexington as Baruch hung in and was able to eke out a great victory, and that's carried over to Senior Day here. at the Arc Arena. And I look for more Shannon Barrett. I look for Danielle Arias. I look for Samir Ahmed. I look for Melinda Spayu to continue to pour it on in the second half. What Coach Barrett wants is a strong defensive effort by the Bearcats. Do not turn the ball over and stop the clock. No silly fouls. And if Baruch continues to press, then it'll be very difficult for Medgar Evers because they haven't proven that they can beat the press, and they haven't shown ball handlers who can get by the Baruch defenders. So 36-13, the first 5 minutes. If Baruch can extend that lead, they just have to play good basketball and maintain that. Do not give the opponent a chance to get confidence and eke back in, because 23-point lead, you have to really mount a big attack. But let's see what happens, Jamal, in the first 5 minutes.
And right now, definitely Shannon Barrett right now is a senior. This being senior day, she's definitely put in a lot of work, 9 points and 10 rebounds. And it's very important to note out that if the Bearcats win today, they'll clinch the 6th spot in the CUNYAC tournament, and they'll find out this coming Tuesday who they'll be going against. So this game is very important, all being on senior day, and also with an opportunity to go to the playoffs. The Baruch Bearcats are going to come out with a lot of energy here in the second half.
Sure, and that's a great testament to the coaching staff of Baruch that has really done some great things. We've seen the maturation of the players on Baruch really coming to the forefront here. So if they do finish in 6, that's a great achievement.
And now we are underway with Arias with the steal, who has Ahmed into the front court, going for the layup, but could not get it to fall down. The ball go back to the Cougars as Carrington kicks it over to Davis. And now the Cougars will slow it down and set up their offense here in the opening minute of the third period.
Good start by Baruch defensively, but they could not make the shot. That's something that they want to do, because that's really easy shots they got.
Now Davis gets the pass from Carrington. Shot hits the back iron, and the rebound goes to Spy, who now has the ball, trying to direct traffic. Kicks it over to Shannon Barrett for the left wing 3. Just rims out as Marianthopoulos gets the rebound, and off the glass it falls in.
Marianthopoulos, great position, and she knocks it down.
And it has to feel real good right now. She has 6 points and 4 rebounds right now in this game, in her final game here at the Arc Arena.
She's played very well.
She definitely has. And the crowd is loving her play right now, as you heard a very good roar from the crowd as she was able to get that one to fall.
Yeah, you want the seniors to really have a big day because, again, these are memories that will never be forgotten.
Definitely, it will not. As Carrington gets the ball over to Sharina Meller, but another turnover by the Medgar Cougars, and the ball will be going back to the Bearcats as they lead 38-13 with 8 minutes and 43 seconds remaining here in the third period.
Want to shout out to a good friend of mine, Brian Nigro Jr., who stopped by to say hello at the scorer's table. Brian, a budding young ball player. His dad, Brian Sr., coaches the Medgar Evers team. His uncle, Danny Nigro, coaches College of New Rochelle, and his grandfather, Daniel Sr., a good friend of mine, may he rest in peace. He was a great basketball coach.
As we can see, this little boy definitely has a lot of basketball in his family. He definitely is going to have a great, great coming future with basketball. He's definitely going to have the basketball with him as he grows up. Now the Bearcats 40-13 with 8 minutes and 11 seconds remaining as Arias gets the ball inside to Shannon Barrett. She takes a tough fall, but could not get the layup. And now Davis kicks it over to Carrington for the Cougars. Was not paying attention. Carrington, Shannon Barrett trailing, comes up with the steal, who kicks it over to Ahmed. The ball almost sailed out of bounds, but Arias was able to come up with the ball as Marianthopoulos kicks it out to Ahmed, and Ahmed with the baseline jumper. Score is now 42-13. The Baruch Bearcats lead with 7 minutes and 35 seconds remaining here in the third period.
Shannon Barrett just playing a complete game. She's everywhere. She's
definitely making her presence felt out there, doing it in all the defensive department and as well as on the offensive end.
I like the way that Baruch gets back into defense. Quick feet by Danielle Arias. She's putting her hands up. Melinda Spayu, 4 feet, 4 hands up top for Baruch.
Now Carrington just has to put up a shot because the shot clock was running down with only 3 seconds remaining. Could not get that to fall.
Really good defense by Baruch.
Now Arias kicks it over to Ahmed, but now Marianthopoulos has the baseline jumper, pulls for the shot, cannot get it to fall. But Spayu able to come down with the rebound, and now Shannon Barrett has it. She kicks it over to Arias, who pulls for the three-pointer, could not get that one to fall, and the ball go back to the Cougars as Davis has the ball over on the left wing.
The shots are right there for Baruch. They're just not falling.
But definitely you have to love the fact that they're being active on the offensive end, not just getting offensive shots to go up, but also creating more offensive possessions for themselves with the offensive rebound. As Davis was able to work her way on the baseline inside for the floater, score is now 42-15. Bearcats lead by 27 with 6 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the third period.
Davis found an opening in the Baruch defense and was able to make that shot.
Ahmed kicks it over to Spy, who was able to get it back to Arias, who puts up the floater, and it is good. She'll be going to the line for one more shot, but extended the Baruch Bearcats lead to 29 as they lead 44-15 with 6 minutes remaining in this third period.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to Melinda Spayu. She's got so much great basketball ahead here at Baruch. She does it all. She scores, she gets offensive rebounds, steals, and that was a great pass to a cutting Danielle Arias.
Now Arias with the free throw just rims out, but you were talking about Spayu a minute ago. 4 points, 2 steals, 4 assists, and 11 rebounds here this afternoon for the Bearcats. Now Carrington has the ball on the right wing, stops and pulls for the jumper. Could not bank in that shot. Now Arias has the ball. She's trying to push her way to the front court. Kicks it to Ahmed with the layup, and it is good. The Baruch Bearcats are clicking on all cylinders right now as they now lead by 31 points, 46-15 with 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the third period.
Yeah, this is just great practice for the upcoming schedule. You know, they're really on a high efficiency level here today.
And they're definitely playing with a lot on the line right now as they can clinch the 6th spot with a win today in the CUNYAC Conference. Now Spayu has the ball. She's trying to get it inside to Marianthopoulos as she comes back out, kicks the ball over to Arias, who kicks it over to the left side to Barrett, kicks it up over to Ahmed as Barrett gets the ball back with the three-pointer, lines it up, and gets it to drop. 49-17. The Baruch Bearcats are definitely extending this lead right now with 4 minutes and 45 seconds to go here in the third period.
Everything working for Shannon Barrett today.
And now Simmons could not get that baseline jumper to fall as Arias has the ball. She's pushing, kicks it inside to Barrett, who goes up for the layup, and it is good. 51-17. The Baruch Bearcats are showing this offensive firepower right now early in the third period with 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in the third period. They lead by 34 points.
No let-up by Baruch offensively because we've been mentioning it, Coach Barrett thinking ahead. Lots of momentum can come out of this game, which came from the Battle of Lexington game.
And it definitely doesn't look good for the Cougars right now as they can't find an offensive basket right now. But the Baruch Bearcats are firing all cylinders as Arias has the ball over to the front court. Kicks it to the baseline to Marianthopoulos. Barrett kicks it over to Arias. As Arias finds Marianthopoulos on the baseline. She looks to drive. Could not find the open player and was called for the travel. Too many steps.
Yeah, that's just one of the few turnovers today for Baruch. They have really erased something that was a problem of late, turning it over too much. Today, they've really minimized that.
Right now, they only have on this game 9 turnovers. And talk about the assists, 13 assists tonight.
One of those turnovers, Melinda Spayu fell down, so you might want to, again, it's a low number
Right.
and refreshing for Coach Barrett that has not been excessive today.
But on the offensive rebound, and 12 offensive rebounds that's led to 12 more possessions for them as Shannon Barrett kicks the ball over to Arias. Back over to Barrett as Simmons tried to steal the pass. But Barrett tried to get it inside to Thamakoon, but was not successful on the pass there.
Yeah, there was nobody there. What happened is Shannon left her feet, and there's nothing she can do. She threw it into traffic.
And, Arias gets the ball over to Thamakoon, who kicks it back to Arias. As she pulls for the shot, could not get it to fall. Rebound goes to Figueroa, and the Cougars will have another offensive possession. Now Carrington kicks it back over to Williams as he tries to drive inside, but we have a foul here. The foul is on Jacqueline Thamakoon.
Yeah, that stops the clock, which Coach Barrett does not want to happen. You want the clock to keep moving and allow Baruch to exit with a victory.
Definitely you want to walk away with a victory and secure the sixth spot in the CUNYAC tournament.
Daniela Arias still playing hard defense.
Carrington has been very frustrated tonight, only shooting 1 of 7, but it was able to draw the foul on that play right there. She'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, I mean, Daniela Arias kind of had position, but she was moving and made body contact with Carrington.
You know, anytime you're moving those feet, they could definitely go ahead and call you for the block foul.
But it's been a great effort defensively
Right.
by Baruch. They've only given up 17 points. We're way into the third quarter, so Coach Barrett has to be very happy. Shannon Barrett has quarterbacked this team today, both offensively and defensively.
Definitely what you were looking for tonight. I mean, today from your seniors here on Senior Day.
Yeah, as Baruch goes, Shannon Barrett, and vice versa. If she has a big game, then Baruch is going to do big things.
You know, Shannon Barrett tipped the ball out of bounds. You have a timeout here called by Coach Ennis of the Medgar Cougars.
Yeah, he's trying to keep some positive, even though the scoreboard is kind of lopsided. He really wants his players to take away what they're doing well and just play good basketball. And stop looking at the scoreboard and just play.
You know, definitely it could be very deflating as a team if you're playing out there and with the lead being where it is with you being down by so much, you know, just trying to do anything you can to find some offensive production, you know, slow down the Bearcats. You know, it must be very tough right now for the Lady Cougars.
Yeah, Medgar Evers is probably looking forward to the future too. They want to like build a program. So sometimes you got to crawl out of holes and find things that work.
And they're definitely trying to build a program here with 6 freshmen on the roster. Now you have Davis on the baseline. Papadopoulos playing good defense. She kicks it over to Carrington on the left wing. Arias back on her. Now we have Simmons pulling for the 3, and it's good. Destiny Simmons able to knock down the 3-pointer for the Medgar Lady Cougars. Bearcats lead 51-20 with 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining here in the third period.
Yeah, Medgar Evers has not really shot the 3 ball today, so that was a first for them.
Now Barrett inside, able to get the entry pass from Thamakoon, but draws the foul and be going to the line for 2.
Yeah, once Shannon Barrett gets position, she's awfully tough.
Speaking about being tough, she comes in at 5'11", and the tallest player for the Medgar Lady Cougars is only 5'8". She definitely can use her size to her advantage down in the paint.
Yeah, there was a couple of plays in the Hunter game where Shannon Barrett put the ball down like a running back and went up against 2 defenders of Hunter.
Now we have Destiny Simmons with the ball. as Davis now tries to go all the way to the rim. But solid defense there by Arias. And we have Davis with the call foul on Arias.
Yeah, Arias forced an off-balance shot, which is what you want. You got to make the defender, get into a tough angle. This defense has been there in a big way today for the Bearcats, up by 33.
Now Arias has the ball over on the right wing, kicks it over to Papadopoulos, who almost lost the ball but was able to get her dribble back. Now Arias kicks it over to Thamakun, looks to drive, kicks it back to Arias, who pulls for the three, could not get it to fall.
If I was Danielle Arias in the upcoming days, I'd really go into the gym by myself, work on that shot, because if those shots start to fall later on in the season, Baruch is going to be tough.
And, definitely her game. She likes to get inside into the paint, put up that floater and watch it fall down there. So if she get the outside jumper to start working, can only free up some more shots for her teammates. Now Carrington kicks it over to Davis, who was able to knock down the baseline jumper. The Baruch Bearcats lead 53-22 with 45 seconds remaining here in the third period. As Arias kicks it over to Papadopoulos, back to Arias, who kicks it over to Papadopoulos, back up top to Arias, over to Marianthopoulos, who looks to drive all the way to the rim, puts up the shot, and it falls. Great shot by Marianthopoulos right there, taking the defender off the dribble, going straight to the rim here on senior day.
Yeah, she stayed with it. It looked like she might get off balance, but she was able to keep her body control and had enough on it to, push it in.
And definitely must be a great feeling as she came around high-fiving her players with a big smile on her face.
Oh, she'll remember that long time to come. Walking down Fifth Avenue, she'll replay that many, many times to come.
Definitely a memorable play right there for her. So now as Williams has the ball over the right wing trying to work on Arias. She kicks it over to Croft, but could not come out with the jumper. Shannon Barrett with the rebound, able to make her way past the defense, puts up the shot, could not get it to fall. With the rebound, puts up the shot. Papadopoulos with the rebound, gets it back, could not get it to fall. As the Baruch Bearcats just keep getting the offensive rebounds here throughout this game. At the end of the third period, the score is now 55-22. Wow.
Yeah, you can, if you're Coach Barrett, you're feeling very, very good right now entering the fourth quarter. You had a solid third quarter. You gave up a couple of baskets to Medgar Evans, but nothing that you would worry about. It came in the flow of some things they were trying to do. So, Jamal, it's all set up here. Baruch with a comfortable lead, and I think Coach Barrett just wants them to keep playing and walk into the locker room with even more momentum than left over from the Battle of Lexington. And as we get closer to playoff time, if Baruch is hot, watch out for them.
Definitely, if the Baruch Bearcat players, Baruch Lady Bearcats getting hot is going to be definitely trouble for a lot of different teams. But here on Senior Day, two great plays. One from Marianthopoulos with that layup right there, taking her defender off the dribble, and Jacqueline Tharmakun with the baseline jumper to end off the second period, first half. It must feel great for them, and as the Bearcats enjoy a comfortable lead right here, they definitely want to work to close out this game in the final period.
Yeah, don't stop the clock. Don't turn it over. Let this 10 minutes go. My buddy Brian Nigro Jr. is really enjoying himself today at the Arc. I think he's going to have a nice meal later. I don't know if he's going to have pizza or he's going to have a hamburger or maybe a big plate of pasta, but we'll talk with him later about that.
I know he's definitely going to enjoy it either way. Kids love pizza, the kid loves burgers, and I'm pretty sure he loves himself some pasta. But the Baruch Bearcats could not get that layup to fall down as Carrington has the ball into the front court for the Lady Cougars. Kicks it over to Davis. Back up top to Simmons, who shoots the three. Off the right iron, could not get the shot to fall. Now Arias has the ball over on the right side. Goes all the way to the lane, coast to coast. Arias with the layup, and the Baruch Bearcats 57, Lady Cougars 22 with 9 minutes and 12 seconds remaining here in the final period.
Coast to coast, Daniela Arias doing what she does in a big way. Once she puts her foot on the gas pedal. She's tough. And when she's making shots, it's a great day for Baruch. Shannon Barrett, Danielle Arias, Melinda Spayu, Samir Ahmed. These players are all capable of really having big games offensively for Baruch.
And talk about 3 players you mentioned so far having big offensive days for the Bearcats right now. You know, Shannon Barrett with 16 points and 13 rebounds. You have Daniela Arias with 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. And Samira Ahmed with 10 points and 2 rebounds off the bench today.
And Ahmed lately has been getting started late. Today, she got started earlier. So just good things happening today for Baruch.
And Davis for the Lady Cougars could not convert on those 2 free throws. Now the Bearcats have the ball in the front court. Marion Thalbis kicks it over Thamakun, over to Arias, who tries to get it to Papadopoulos, but you have Davis flying in to tip the ball out of bounds. The ball will go back to the Bearcats.
Yeah, Coach Barrett wants Danielle Arias to run the offense and just, keep playing good basketball. Don't look at the scoreboard. We know you have a big lead, but really play good basketball because it's going to carry over.
Now Danielle Arias losing the ball on that. Able to get it back, fighting for the ball on the ground. But the Baruch Bearcats was able to come up with the steal. As Arias looks to push the ball inside. Kicks it over to Papadopoulos, which could not control the pass. The ball a little bit out of reach for Papadopoulos on that play.
A rare turnover by the Bearcats today, but still don't be in a hurry. That was a hurry play. They can take their time. Boy, the clock is moving. No hurry.
That's the most important thing. As this clock moves, the Baruch Bearcats keep that clock moving. They'll walk out of here victorious and clinch the 6th seed in the CUNYAC tournament. Now Simmons tries to drive all the way inside. You get a block by Shannon Barrett. Now Marion Thalbis kicks the ball over to Papadopoulos as she goes for the layup. Could not get it to fall. Hits the top of the rim. But the ball go back to the Lady Cougars as Carrington looks to work her way into the front court here. Carrington now working on Arias as she stops and pops. With the banker, Carrington able to get that shot in.
Yeah, Carrington, a little shake and bake there. She looks like a good player for Medgar Evers.
And definitely was having a tough night here, tough go at it here. As Marion Thalbis has it over on the left wing, kicks it over to Arias, back over to Shannon Barrett, who stops and pops at the top of the key, was able to get that one to fall.
Shannon Barrett, when she's going good, she's got a really good-looking shot.
And you can see that right there as she leads all scorers with 18 points and 13 rebounds on the night.
It looks like Coach Barrett going to her bench, and rightfully so. Some of the starters for Baruch have earned a chance to sit down early. You know, they certainly have good stats today. They can feel good about that. But a chance for Coach Barrett to use some players that don't always get some playing time, get some valuable experience because they're going to be needed. Lisetta Borders in the game again. One of the MVPs of this team that hopefully will get credit for her great play, things that don't show up in the scoreboard.
And definitely right now, with all the seniors going to the bench, this is looking like the future for Baruch right here with 3 freshmen, notably Emma Price, Melinda Spyhu, and Lisette Board out there on the floor with Jasmine Rodriguez and sophomore and junior Samira Ahmed.
Yeah, Lisetta Board again, similar to Melinda Spyhu.
Now the Baruch Bearcats have the ball in the front court. Price kicks over Spyhu, over to Ahmed, back to Spyhu, try to pull up with a shot. We have people saying that she walked, but we have Emma Price pulling for 3, could not get that to not fall down for her, but the Lady Cougars come up with the rebound here as Carrington has the ball over into the front court, kicks it over to Williams, who almost lost the ball, kicks over to the forecourt for the right wing 3 for Simmons. It is up and it is good. Score is now 59-28 with 6 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in this game.
Simmons has made a couple of shots today. So Simmons, Carrington, look like they can do some things for Medgar Evers. Medgar Evers, again, we pointed out they have some young players on the team. And everything, Jamal, in CUNY and all conferences, cyclical. Some players, come and go, but, teams have to rebuild and sometimes start over. But you're always going to get good play in CUNY. It's a very good conference from top to bottom. Some teams, it's their year, but you never know. Never count out an opponent because it's a very strong history, a lot of tradition, and it's never over until that final buzzer.
And out there right now for the Medgar Evers Lady Cougars, they have 3 freshmen out there. So those 3 freshmen are definitely going to be a keystone part of their program going forward. But for the Baruch Bearcats, you got to love the energy that the bench is bringing out there. With all the seniors going to the bench, you have Emma Price, Melinda Spyhu, Samira Ahmed, Lisette DeBoard, and Jasmine Rodriguez out there for the Bearcats.
Yeah, it all started at tip-off. Baruch today, they were ready to play. And, Medgar Evers had no answer at any time.
They definitely didn't have an answer, and that's why the Baruch Bearcats enjoy this comfortable lead. As there's a fight for the ball go back to the Bearcats. You still see the Lady Cougars still being active out there, but the Baruch Bearcats are matching their firepower right now on the defensive end.
Yeah, DeBoard, Spyhu, they're going to be trouble for anybody. They're out there. Samira Ahmed, she's shown has quick hands, quick feet also.
Now Spyhu has the ball. She looks to drive, goes all the way to the rim and get the layup to fall. Baruch Bearcats 71, Medgar Evers Cougars 28 with 5 minutes and 49 seconds remaining here in the final period.
Baruch fans are going to see a lot of Melinda Spyhu going to the basket, and when she starts to knock down perimeter shots, she's going to have quite a lot of highlights here at the Arc.
And you see Davis right there with the miss layup. The rebound goes to the Bearcats. The Spyhu has it over on the left wing, looking to work around in the offense. Kicks it over to Emma Price on the right wing. Over to Samira Ahmed on the left wing. Back up top to Spyhu. Kicks over to Rodriguez. Back to Spyhu. Over to Ahmed, who's driving on the left side. Tries to put up the layup. Let's set the board with the rebound. Was able to get the rebound, put back up the shot, and will be going to the line for 2 shots.
The center board, again, look for her next season and seasons to follow. She's just such a good player in getting loose balls, keeping possessions alive, and will make occasional baskets for you.
Definitely on those. Every time she gets an offensive rebound, she's in position down low. She always has an opportunity to put the ball back up for a shot, as you've seen right there in the last play. She was off on the first as she attempts the second. Could not get it to fall. But good way to keep the offensive possession alive for the Bearcats and go to the line for 2 there as Carrington has the ball, kicks it over to Davis, who pulls for the shot. Could not get it to fall. And the ball is off the hands of Spyhu as it'll go back to the Lady Cougars.
Notice Spyhu is so quick to a loose ball. That's an attribute that she's had, and it's so helpful to the Baruch attack.
Now Carrington kicks it over to Malloy. Could not go in. Spyhu was able to come down with the ball and now has the ball into the front court for the Bearcats. She kicks it over to the right wing to Ahmed. Back up top to Spyhu. Over to Ahmed. She looks to drive. Kicks it over to Rodriguez. Back to Spyhu, who's looking to drive all the way to the rim. Almost lost the ball. Puts up the shot. Could not get it to fall. The rebound goes to Davis as the Lady Cougars now trying to get some offensive points here in the final minutes of the fourth period. Excuse me.
Yeah, Spyhu gets all the way to the basket, but again, sometimes does not finish, and that's something that as a ball player, you always want to finish. That's the key. You such an effort to get to the basket, you have to finish.
And now we have a mass substitution with the seniors entering back in. You have Barrett, Papadopoulos, Damakun, Arias, and Marianthopoulos checking in for Rodriguez, DeBoard, Ahmed, Spyhu, and Price.
Yeah, it's a chance for the family of the Baruch seniors to see their players continue on in these last 4 minutes. The memories just mount.
And the memories they will remember forever. As Carrington tries to get the entry pass over to Davis, but that one just a little bit ahead of her and could not get the pass over to Davis. Another turnover by the Lady Cougars, and the ball goes back to the Bearcats as Arias has the ball in the front court, kicking it over to the left wing to Marianthopoulos. Back over to Arias, who Shannon Barrett finds, cutting Thamakoon for the layup, and it is good. 63-28 with 3 minutes and 36 seconds remaining here in the final period.
Great look from Barrett, who's so effective also at the top.
Caught the Lady Cougars sleeping there on defense. As Arias was able to poke her hand in there, is able to come up with the steal and goes coast to coast for the layup, could not get it to fall. We have Marianthopoulos coming down with the rebound, but Tamira Croft for the Lady Cougars knocking it out of bounds. The ball go back to the Bearcats.
Jamal, speaking of memories, you and I had a great opportunity last spring to telecast a Baruch baseball game, Baruch versus John Jay. That has accumulated 530 views on YouTube, and I think that's going to be something that for years to come is going to be big memories for the Baruch faithful, especially from the baseball end.
Yeah, definitely with such a great game that we were able to call, and it was like first baseball game for me, which was exciting. You know, I even saw a home run, which was great to watch it from the box. So a lot of these players are going to definitely look back on these games and be able to see all of the great plays that they've been able to put together during their time here. As Marianthopoulos pulls for the three, and it is good. Here on senior day, the seniors have come out to play, and they're playing big right now. Marianthopoulos now has 11 points and 5 boards. Jacqueline Thamakoon with 4 points and 3 rebounds. Papadopoulos with 2 points and 2 rebounds. And as well as Arias with 14 points and 8 assists. And Shannon Barrett with the double-double, 18 points and 14 rebounds.
The magic of senior day here at the Arc. And the great part is when the shot goes in and hits nothing but net, as the family just is so happy. Look at the faces on the players' families in the stands. That's a photo that you never can get enough of.
You can never forget about it, and it will always be in history. Why? Because we telecast these games on YouTube, and it's out there forever. So they definitely look back on these days. Arias pulls for the right wing three and could not get it to fall. And the ball will go back to the Lady Cougars. But going back to that three by Marianthopoulos, can you see her face just light up as soon as that ball went down? You could hear the sound of the crowd, the sound of the net, and her teammates just giving her high fives. It's amazing.
It's great theater. Some games it just doesn't fall for you, but on a day like the Battle of Lexington, on senior day, some strong force takes over and guides the ball into the basket when it automatically might not go in.
And right now, the Baruch Bearcats with Shannon Barrett, another pass to Thamakoon. Couldn't get the layup. Gets her rebound, but then puts back up the shot. We have a layup by Thamakoon. The Baruch Bearcats lead 70-30 with 1 minute and 42 seconds remaining here in the final period. What a great game by the seniors right now with 3 seniors in double figures, and Thamakoon with 6 points and Papadopoulos with 3 points.
Yeah, you just can't ask for any better theater, Jamal. Like I said, sometimes the ball doesn't drop, but today it's finding its way in a big way, and I can't help but look over at the stands and see the joy and how great the families feel, and they just don't want this feeling to go away. It's just something that want to hold on to. It's part of seeing your family member from a young age when they started basketball, and now to play in the highest level.
And to definitely see everybody go to the bench just now, all the seniors, and hear this crowd just clap for them with joy. They're definitely going to remember this moment forever. And we're going to continue here with the Baruch Bearcats leading 70-30 with 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining here in the final period. And, Joe, if you're a senior today, you're definitely smiling. As Rodriguez pulls for the three, could not get it to fall. The board fighting under there for the rebound, could not get it, but the ball go back to the Lady Cougars.
Yeah, the great tradition here of Baruch, Alumni Day is a big day. And all the players from past and present and, even the future they get a chance to see this great tradition here at Baruch. And there's a little reception. And I, by the way, am 3-0 as a alumni coach. I had to throw that in there.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to get in the record book, and it doesn't get me on the subway, but it's just something that kind of gives me a chuckle.
As Ahmed tries to get the pass in to the board, it goes out of bounds. But it must feel good, 3-0. Every time you had an opportunity to coach the game, 3-0, that must be a very good feeling,
Well,
We're going to have to get you there for every game now.
Yeah, this past year, I'm not going to lie, it was touch and go. We were down. We had some great talent, Carl Amengo, George Kunkel, but they found a way for me. And I guess I owe them maybe a dinner somewhere locally, although I shouldn't say that on the air because they're definitely going to text me and hold me to that.
Hey, man, they're definitely going to want that dinner, but you was able to sprinkle that Joe Magic on the team. But at the buzzer, you had Davis with the three-pointer, but it wasn't a factor for the Bearcats as they walk away with a very convincing win, 70-33. And for senior day, the final game for 5 seniors, Jacqueline Thaumakoon, Daniela Arias, Maria Marianthopoulos, Demetra Papadopoulos, and Shannon Barrett. They walk out of here victorious and clinching the 6th seed in the CUNY Act Conference. What a great game today for the Bearcats, Joe.
Yeah, you can't be happy enough for the seniors who just had a great day. Everything went well. A victory. They made some shots out there, and the family just got to take part in a game that will never be forgotten by anyone. And it's been a great week for Baruch basketball. Great Battle of Lexington, great senior day, and the playoffs coming up. They finish in the 6th spot, so that's a good thing. So it's all good here at the Arc, and let's just spend a little time talking about Shannon Barrett. Let's face it, she had a big game, and that started it. Danielle Arias following second. Melinda Spayu, even Samir Ahmed got off to a quick start. And, when you have things starting off like that, makes everything easier. And it was an all-out effort that started from the tip-off till the final buzzer. So the locker room is going to be joyous for the Bearcats, and we should all feel great about that. And, it's just a really good feeling when everything comes as the script, was written.
No, it definitely is a great day, especially when the script is written in a certain way. Talk about a great day for the seniors walking out of here victorious as their final game, clinching the 6th seed in the CUNY Act Conference. And, they say once you get into the dance, anything can happen. And now the Bearcats are in there, and they have a great opportunity at potentially winning that CUNY Act Conference championship.
Jamal, lots of momentum on the Bearcats side now. Battle Lexington, senior day. I'm sure they're going to have a great practice coming up, and Coach Barrett has a lot of good things that she can say. And I just really marvel at the maturation of the younger players on the Bearcats. Melinda Spayu, Lisette DeBoer. These players have come along so quickly, and you never know what you're going to get from freshmen. But Coach Barrett has got great play. And, of course, Danielle Arias and Shannon Barrett leading the way. So it's all there for the Bearcats, and it's going to be exciting here on 24th in Lexington for upcoming games.
It definitely is going to be exciting for upcoming games. And for the final score, you have 70 Baruch Bearcats win this game, 70 Megan Evers Lady Cougars 33. For a Baruch Bearcats, great production. We have a great game in store for you in a couple of minutes where the Baruch Bearcats, men, go against the Megan Evers Cougars, and it's going to be a great game. So, in conjunction with the Baruch Athletic Department, for Joe Stozer, I'm Jamal Chapman. Have a great day, New York.
Take care, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great Saturday afternoon. And Brian Nigro Jr., thank you for stopping by.